So he's like asking me like different questions that are like trendy haircut questions, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what you just said.
Do you think I'm crazy? I've done all this before.
All right, I'm back. They are open because it actually is Wednesday today, not just imaginary Wednesday. Supreme Flea Market, haircut, grab some food, possibly talk about the vision of what I want to do here. I think my focus is on, I think what it is I was out here too far. My arms are too stinking long. I have to bring it in halfway and have it uncomfortably close to my face in order for the focus to work. That's neither here nor there. Let's go check this place out. Waiting to be next for my haircut, and I already took care of some emails and some phone calls, so I was just kind of exploring. This is actually one of the spaces that is a possibility. So this is a 2 spaces, so it's, I think you said like 10 by 20, or I don't remember now, but this is 2 separate spaces next to each other. There's a couple that are possibilities, and they have, I mean, as you can see, they're just boards up against these things, these metal things, pulls as a structure, so we can paint them, we can rearrange them, like that opening there, we can put a door. I'll show you a couple others. Some have like half walls and then like netting. Like I said, he said he could put a door up, we can paint all this stuff, we can put posters up, we can all kind of stuff, so we're really kind of just, whatever we want to do, we can do. So this one's pretty cool. It's got the open sides, and it's got some shelving here, so we could store some stuff, or if we wanted to like do giveaways and stuff, we could store like clothes and different stuff to give away if we were going that route. I'm still kind of figuring, oh, I haven't told you about any of this. I'm just showing you hold on. My big idea, right? I kind of feel, it's funny, I was thinking about it last night as I was getting ready to do the video. I was like, wait, I'm kind of like Casey at this whole 368 thing right now. Like, I have this idea, and I have this space, I want to do something, but I'm not 100% sure I want to do yet. You never can be too sure about making sure your microphone's on. So again, just like Casey was like, I got 368, you know, I've got the space, we're gonna do this stuff. That's kind of how I am at this point. I referenced in a few videos back that I picked this lady up from like a flea market thing, or whatever I called it, and took an episode of that whole party episode of Crashing the Party. Well, she told me about this building. I thought it was condemned, to be honest, but apparently there's a giant indoor flea market that runs Wednesdays through Sundays from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And she's telling me about it, and she was describing it. I'm like, oh, that sounds really interesting. And I'd just been talking about the church challenge thing. I was like, dude, we could do something like that. Like, go in and try to start up a church or something, and then like in an area, in a community, see what happens. And so I was looking at the space, and I'm in love with it. Like, I went there again yesterday. I've already got a buddy. You saw in the beginning of the video, or wherever I put it. He's like, oh, back again. And he's got a little like appliance thrift store. I love the place. He sent me a picture and said, like, I'm in love. This must be what it feels like for a missionary to see their mission field for the first time, when they're checking it out and visiting it. So I know I want to do something there. I want to have a physical presence there, and I want to have like a ministry outlet there. I'm not 100% sure yet. I've got some direction from God as far as like this kind of stuff. I talked about this being a tool, so I have some of that stuff in my head of what I'm going to do. I'm going to start up a podcast and have it there. And so I have some of the tactical, so I have some of the dirt, as Gary Vee would say, right? I actually have most of the dirt. It's the clouds I'm trying to figure out. And essentially, it really comes down, and this is kind of semantics, kind of not. Essentially, I can't figure out if I'm going in there as like more of a YouTuber slash like businessman, like with video production stuff, and then using that as my my reason for being there, and then being able to do ministry as a YouTuber and a filmmaker, or if I want to go in there a little more churchy and a little more like ministry wise. So we go in there more as a church, like I'm not going to be selling video production services. That would kind of nix that one. But a lot of the stuff I could still do. Obviously, I'd still be around the people. I'd still be around the people there, the people who come in for business. I could still talk to a lot of people. All that kind of stuff would still be, there's bugs everywhere. It's like super humid. It's the end of summer, and like every bug ever is like out and has an extended lifespan, it seems. So that's why you keep seeing me like swatting things away every time I do an episode now. Don't worry, it's gonna be freezing cold soon and nothing will survive. So like one of the ideas of what I wanted to do is I want to do stuff like Thanksgiving, like turkey giveaway, and you know, same thing for like Christmas, a ham or turkey giveaway, like a food thing, like food bags. I want to do, I know that, and this is like much more traditional stuff, so it's like this is on the other spectrum. That's why I say I'm always on the extremes. I'm never like in the middle. So I'd love to even like if people like, you know, if a person comes in, like maybe a lady comes in and she's got a kid and he doesn't have shoes on, because they don't have shoes, I'd love to have some stuff, some clothes and stuff to be able to hand out if there's needs. Like I want it to be need, that's what it was, is I want to have a service there regardless, either way. And I want it to be needs-based. So I don't want it to be like a traditional service where we come in, we have worship, and we take our offering, and we have announcements, and we do the thing. I want it to be based around the needs of the people. So where we come in, and we definitely have prayer, have a little bit of speaking, but then open it up for prayer at the end and pray for people. Pray for the sick, and expecting them to be healed. Pray for the oppressed and expecting them to be delivered. But then also meet physical needs. So if someone's like, whatever it is, they get healed, they get saved, whatever it is, but then they don't have shoes, give them shoes. If there's, a young lady who wants to go back to school and has a scholarship, but can't because it's online and doesn't have a computer, get her a laptop. And so that kind of is like, I'd almost want to have like a stock of stuff there, of having like some clothes and some food and stuff that I could just hand it on the spot, as well as someone needs something like a computer or something like that. And that way we're reaching the spiritual and the physical needs. And that's just what's on my heart. And again, I'm not 100% sure what's the best way to do that, is to go in there more as like a little more representing the church, or a little more as representing like going as, like I said, the YouTube and video production thing, but then still, and I think it works either way is the thing, because like obviously if we're going as a ministry, it works. Basically, I'm trying to focus on not going off and doing something too much as a tangent, and as being me and it coming from me. And that's why I'm saying like there's nothing wrong with me being there, wanting to do ministry and having resources to help people and pray for people. So I'm really just trying to figure that out, like which avenue to go. There's 2 churches there already. And so I'm not like starting a church. Clearly I'm the associate pastor and youth pastor here, as well as the high school teacher. So I'm not looking to start an actual church, but I am looking at something to just reach the people and then connect them into churches. So anyways, I hate to pull like the whole, it's gonna be this big idea and I don't have all the details, but it is my big idea for now, and I don't have all the details. And I still would want to do my wandering around the city and like doing stuff, but then they would give me a home base. It would give me a place where I could sit there and do some editing and recording during the day, where I can bump into people. It would give me a place to establish some roots and have a continued relationship with the people there and minister to them, and almost be like the little market chaplain in that sense. It would afford me a lot of opportunities. I could do stuff like the food pantry. I could do stuff like hosting the food ministries during the end. I could even have it as I'm developing and doing my ministry stuff. I thought of it as being a training place to where people who wanted to learn about doing more like on the ground, tactical, the dirt type of evangelism stuff, not just going out as groups and handing out water bottles and stuff during the summer. And that stuff's all great, but if someone's wanting to personally learn some more skills, they could come and partner with me for a few days, a week, a weekend, whatever, and just be there and get the experience and the exposure of it. I mean, there's a lot I could do with it, and I'm still praying about all that. And again, I have the dirt. I'm still trying to figure out the clouds, and in a sense, that could be semantics, and that is my weakness. Is I'll get caught up on. I know exactly what to do. 99% of everything, what the day's gonna look like. I was like, do I call it a ministry or do I call it a bit? Like little stuff like that. And I'm getting better at that. Like it really bothers me. Like I say I'm daily vlogging, but like my last few episodes have been, I've switched. Like I've been doing less of the current travel film vloggy style, and it's a little more documentary style where I've got some shaky footage. I don't have as much B-roll. It's more about the storytelling versus the flashy. I'm more documenting than creating. And then like the episodes where I do more talking to you guys and I'm like more preachy, I'm like, oh, that's not really a vlog. That's just me teaching, but then breaking it up with a vlog style. But I'm just letting it go. Like I'm not going to every couple weeks as my style adapts and evolves, a rebrand. Oh, I'm a daily vlogger. Oh, now I'm a filmmaker. Ooh, I'm a a YouTube preacher. Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna roll with it. And eventually, probably gonna end up having to do this with this thing. I am talking to a few people, getting some counsel and stuff. I'm gonna have to raise support for it because it is gonna cost. Like there's actual rent to get booths there. It's gonna cost me $200 a month just to rent the place, plus other costs. So I'm gonna have to raise some funds for that because I can't just. I'm not at a place where I can just do that on my own right now. There's still a lot of details to come, but that's why this is my big idea and not the plan. Okay, anyway, so back to what we're doing. Got plenty of room like in the corner over here to do video stuff and podcast and whatnot. More shelving over here. But at the same time, the shelves kind of get in the way, and then the openness could be an issue if I want to focus more on video stuff. But I think I want it to be more open to the area. So this one might be really good. Let's check out the one next to it. As you can see, this one's basically the same. It doesn't have the shelves. So there's a little. Oops, sorry. It doesn't have the shelves, so there's a little more room. It does have this pole, so that takes up some room, but that could be a cool thing too. Could maybe use it for something. It's got this pole, which that could definitely come in handy. I didn't notice the other one having that pole, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or just this area, any of these could become something. So if we needed something particular or special, any of this could become something. I kind of wanted like a corner area. I can't really decide if I want a more private area for doing more video production or more open area, which it's kind of a dumb question to be honest, because the whole idea of this, obviously I want a more open area, but there's part of me is still trying to build a little studio off to the side. But any of these could become something. So whatever we needed. Alright, just got my hair cut. Looks a little silly now because it's gotta be up. But the guy did a really good job. He did a really good job with the fade. Maybe too good of a job. I may not be cool enough to actually have this haircut. Sorry I don't have any footage of that. I asked the guy if I could record. I told him I had a vlog if I could record, and he said no. So we're actually here at the cafe now. They got a couple of places around here that sell food, but this, I guess you call it the cafe. So it looks like a restaurant. I mean, it probably was a restaurant. And just ordered my food, waiting for my cheeseburger and my cheese fries. And they said I can record all I want, so. This episode's the crazy idea. There will be an episode called The Plan, which I'll have all the plan. I'm hoping to get into the space by November. It gives me 2 months to iron out all my ideas and get the supplies, the clothes, get the food ministry stuff lined up, get everything together. If I decide to do more of the business side, to get my services together, what I'm gonna do to be able to interact, whatever I feel like I'm gonna be able to interact with the community there the most. If you're interested in this at all, if you're interested in helping support it, again, I have a bit of an idea of how much I'm gonna have to raise monthly of support for this. If you're interested, and I will put out some sort of fundraising campaign later, Patreon or GoFundMe, something like that. Probably Patreon because it's gonna have to be a monthly support thing. But I don't actually, so like I said, I have an idea of what that number is gonna be. I'm not positive yet. That'll come out with the plan, and I'll launch that fundraising campaign at the same time. But if you want to just message me, just say praying for you. If you want to call me and pray over me. For now, this episode is my crazy idea or my big idea. Wait for the episode coming up. I'm hoping in the next week or two, called The Plan, when I have all this stuff sorted out and I'll start implementing it. But until then, guys, have a blessed day. Peace.